So I know I haven't made a video in a while, and now I'm remembering why. I just thought I was almost finished recording this video, and then I realized it wasn't recording. So that's annoying. So anyways, I'm probably going to move through this pretty quickly because I feel like I've already said everything I wanted to say about the books, whenever in reality, nothing got recorded. So I'm just going to dig right in, give you kind of a brief overview of the things that I've read this summer, the things I'm looking forward to reading, and just kind of give you my brief opinion on them. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Everything is Illuminated, and I started reading this at the end of last semester. Love Jonathan Safran Foer's narrative, love his writing style, love his characters, love the way he combines storylines, love the setting, love this book. 5 out of 5 stars. If you follow any book forums, you already know about this book. You've probably already read it. So I'm a little late on the trend, but that's nothing new. Alright, next book. Okay, moving on. I did go on a book buying ban this summer, so I tried to get most of my books from the library. So therefore I don't have a physical copy to show you guys, but I will just hopefully put a picture right up here so you guys can kind of see what the cover looks like, just in case you're interested in reading it. So the next book I read was The Virgin Suicides. Not a big fan. I couldn't relate with any of the characters. I didn't feel bad for them. Didn't really feel connected with the story, just kind of forced my way through it. So I know that's kind of contradictory to a lot of other booktubers' opinions and just the overall opinion of the book in general. But I just didn't like it, and I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone because I didn't really get anything out of it. I don't know if it's because I think I'm kind of moved on from my teenager angst phase in life. That might be it. So if you're feeling a little angsty, pick it up. But if you're not, then don't. And I haven't seen the movie. I do want to see the movie. So I'm going to give Virgin Suicides 2 out of 5 stars, and that's just what I feel like doing. Alright, so next book is also something that I rented from the library. Sandman, which is a set of graphic novels. Not really a big fan either. I'm way bigger. I just didn't really know what was going on, to be honest. I read it in like a day, and I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of it. A lot of people do love Sandman, though. I know it's like on a bunch of lists for top graphic publication ever. I'm just not a fan. So I give that 2 out of 5 stars. This summer, I also read the graphic novel Ghost World. I also think this is kind of the same thing as Virgin Suicides. I did rent that one from the library, so here's a picture of the cover art. Not really in that teen angst anymore. I did watch the movie along with reading the graphic novel. Wasn't really a fan of either of them, even though both of them were quite different. The movie definitely changed a lot of things around. So if you're feeling a little angsty, if you like the woman against society thing, best friends, coming apart, blah, 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 check out Ghost World. You might love it. Okay, so moving on from angsty novels, or not, we have some Salinger in the house. And I read Catcher in the Rye whenever I was like 15 and feeling extra angsty. So I loved it. And I've always loved Salinger, no matter how much people hate Catcher in the Rye. I loved it, I think just because of the time of my life whenever I read it. Franny and Zoe read this at the perfect time. I love this book. It's up there with Sarah Orne Jewett in my favorite books ever. I love Salinger's type of writing. It's so realistic, it's so satirical, I just connect with it really, really well. And I love his characters, I love the way that they think, and I love how you can really just get to know each of the characters. I super connected with this. I feel like this is Catcher in the Rye for the 20-something-year-old. And if you want something that's going to be a read that you're just instantly going to love, I would pick up Franny and Zoe. And also I got this really awesome edition of it. Also with some of the sticky stuff, but I really love it. I was on a Salinger kick this summer, so 5 out of 5 stars, for sure. I was also on a Salinger kick this summer, so I also read 9 stories, which I rented from the library. I would just read them before bed or whenever, I had time just to read something for like 30 minutes. I loved them. I just love Salinger's writing style. Um, I love how things are so open-ended and ambiguous. And I loved it. So 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, now I was also on a Jeannette Walls kick this summer. And if you guys don't know about Jeannette Walls, you need to get on it because I fell in love with her. I read The Glass Castle, and I had this book I got it at a thrift store for like 50 cents. And then my friend read it. She was talking to me about it, and I was like, I think I actually own that book. So I read it. I fell in love. It's a memoir about Jeannette Walls' life. If you are new to memoirs like I am, start here because she has a captivating writing style. The story keeps you hooked, and the characters, you just really want to get to know them. It's a good summer read because there's lots of traveling in the book, but it's also a story about a dysfunctional family. So if you're liking that, like I do, then pick this up. I just love her writing style, and that's why I also read Half Row Horses, which I also rented from the library, and it's about her mom's mom, which is her grandma, obviously, and it's kind of like a fictional memoir about her, and it's a great summer read. To me, it felt like Laura Ingalls Wilder for the 20-something-year-old, so if you're feeling that, I know I love those kind of books in the summer that are about travel and camping and all that good stuff. Pick up Half Row Horses. I know that Jeannette Walls also has a new book out called Silver Star, which I've really been wanting to read. I'm on the waiting list at the library, so I know that'd be 3 Jeannette Walls books in one summer, but I'm really just loving it. Her writing style to me is just very easy to connect with, and I really enjoy it. So 5 out of 5 stars for Glass Castle and Half Row Horses. Of course, I loved them. So Jonathan Safran Foer's wife, Nicole Krauss, also wrote The History of Love, which I rented from the library. And if you guys have never read anything by her, she has a beautiful writing style. It's so poignant and unique. And she also, Jonathan Safran Foer, he has those storylines that are kind of like all over the place and then you just kind of mesh together. And it just amazes you that someone could actually think of something so intricate. His wife does not the same thing, but the storylines are definitely very connected in a very abstract way. The History of Love was absolutely beautiful. So if you want something that's, kind of like one of those realistic romantic stories, it's a beautiful read. So I would definitely give that one 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. Okay, so another one I got from the library, which is Gone Girl, and a ton of people are talking about this book right now, and I know why. This book is awesome. First of all, it's set in Hannibal, and me and my boyfriend actually went camping in Hannibal just a few weeks ago, and we loved it, and it's a beautiful place. So just like having a setting that you've actually been in, it was really cool to be able to read a whole book about that. First of all, it's a psychological thriller. It's kind of like a really twisted love story. Overall, it's just a great, quick read. If you are like going on a vacation, you need something for the plane, get Gone Girl and take it with you because it will keep you enthralled and on your toes the whole entire time. I loved it, and I think I would definitely give it 5 out of 5 stars because who can think of stuff that twisted? Come on, we have to give them some credit. Okay, so moving on, I just finished Love in the Time of Cholera, and I've already read A Chronicle of a Death Foretold in High School by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And so I'm currently on a How I Met Your Mother kick, and if any of you guys have watched that show, Ted Mosby, he once said that this was his favorite book. And so I was like, I'm going to have to pick that up and read it. And I actually already had it. I got it at a thrift store for like 25 cents, and I read it. And it was one of the slowest, wow. It was one of the slowest, most excruciating books I've ever read. And was it worth it? I don't think so. Maybe it's because I've read too many complicated romances this summer, but all I know is that if you like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, I've never read 100 Years of Solitude, then you might like this. Whatever, now I'm just rambling because I just read it, so it's fresh in my mind. Anyways, Loving the Time Caller, Ted Mosby, sorry, not my favorite book. So I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars because the writing is beautiful, but went on forever. Or at least that's how it felt. Okay, so we're moving along, and my last book that I'm currently reading is Middlemarch by George Eliot. I'm actually reading this for one of my classes. I'm getting a head start on my reading because I'm a big old nerd. But I'm really liking it so far. I'm in book 2, so I've finished Miss Brooke, and I'm on Old and the Young. I also have this Penguin Classics edition, my very first one. So, you know, it's beautiful. And so I've been really marking it up, which I know I shouldn't be marking up this beautiful book, but you might as well if you're going to read it. I like my books to look read, no matter what kind of edition they are. So I'm currently reading this, and I'm also listening to Life in Paris on audiobook, which is supposed to be a memoir of Julia Child. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying Middlemarch so far. I mean, I got a lot more to read, but so let me know what you guys are reading this summer, and let me know what you think of the books that I've read. I love to start a discussion about it. So happy reading for your summer, and hopefully I'll have another video coming up soon. Happy reading!